This is my first webinar, so bear with me a little. It says it's disabled participant screen sharing.
I should be able to fix that. Let's see. Make co-host. There we go. You should be able to now.
Okay. Great. So we'll share here. Okay. So your mission. That's our mission. What is your game plan? So when you're doing social media, you know, as you know, is modern day pop culture, you know, get into it. It's a lot of fun. We all have concerns about social media, but it's a great way to reach out, especially in the days of COVID, so to speak. So you need to have a game plan. Define your goal. What is it that you want to say? What does the success look like to you? Consider your audience. Who are you trying to reach? Their age, race, class, religion, location. And of course, we're trying to reach all of them. We're building a movement. So when you're, you know, deciding which direction you want to go, it really doesn't matter. Just decide and think about your message. How is it relevant to your goals? And then connecting the dots between current events and the nature of corporate rule, corporate personhood, and money and politics. And you want to engage with your audience and respond to comments and answer questions when they're asked. Creating your own posts, you know, unique engagement, and I'm going to show you a little bit how to do that. If you've seen a lot of memes and Giffys, I'm sure. I'm going to kind of give you a quick look on how to make them yourself. Short visual posts, even articles have an image attached and a catchy audience. You want the post description, you want it to be short and catchy. If they want to read further, they can. Be creative and think outside the box. Don't be afraid to share a joke, a song, a video. You want it to be interesting. Also, hashtags are important. They connect different things. So when you're sharing something, make sure your hashtag, of course, connects to what you're saying. You know, obviously, corpse ain't peeps are not going to fit for everything, but legalizing democracy and get money out, human life over profit. Find the hashtag that relates to what you're doing, and these are a good group. We'll move through some of this stuff pretty quickly, but you can always look at the video after, you know, the recording. We are recording this, right? Okay, great.
Yes, we are.
So here's an example of some posts. You see, you mentioned your tag, which is move to amend. You could do it from your personal page or your affiliates page and connect back to move to amends page and back and forth. That's how you get your analytics up and you get more viewers on what you're saying. Engage in the comments again, answer questions, and post short visual and make your message clear. Audience, which Facebook friends are nearby, your description, you want to keep it short, catchy, and relevant. Share to help increase outreach and engagement for your local affiliate. So we're going to get into different posts that we're going to use, but again, you want to use your appropriate hashtags in corporate rule. Share, you want to share from Move to Amend or your affiliate page, and also others in your local community that you're trying to raise up their message. That's what's really important about right now when you're unity and coalition building, to be able to reach out to your different affiliates. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about here. So here's our affiliate page. And we recently had a meeting and we brought a lot of the, several members of the community together and asked them basically what we could do to support them. We had somebody from Community Health Northwest Florida, Movement for Change, the Pensacola Dream Defenders, people from 350.org, different people who have endorsed Move to Amend, and we want to elevate their voices. This is one way to do it. We link them, their website, in with the invite, and it connects them. Anybody looking at our page can then go and see what they're doing. This is Community Health Northwest Florida, and they handle all of the uninsured and underinsured here in the area. So that's one example of reaching out and raising the voice of your local coalitions. Also, I'm back out of here real quick. The link that we were using is a Giffy. So, for example, this would be considered like a meme. Each one of these, the cover photo or the cover decision that you decide, each social media platform has its own dimensions that work best within their dimension. It's just a resizing thing, but you don't want to have the same dimensions on each one. Each one has their own. And I'll share a link in the follow-up with this so that you can look and make sure you have it right. Same as your, same goes with your profile pic. You want to have it at certain dimensions so you're getting the best visibility, so it's visible not only on your laptop, your desktop, but also on your mobile device. Since so many people get their social media through their mobile device at this point. We share events from local organizations. Again, this is Black Votes Matter. He was one of our speakers at our meeting, our Unity Building meeting last week. So we're trying to elevate their voices as much as possible and stand in solidarity with these different groups. You want to schedule them out, your posts. Ideally, you're sharing at least once a day, at least several times a week. And also you want to, here's another, whoa. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, so Move to Amend. When you want to share content from Move to Amend's page, from the national page, and they post a couple of times a day. So this is a great place to get your content. But let's take our New Friday discussion, Making Sense. It's where we're just coming together and trying to make sense of this week's events and how it relates to corporate rule, because as you all know, it all relates to corporate rule. So I want to share this, and I want to share it on a page that I manage, Northwest Daily News, and then, Northwest Florida, Move to Amend. You know, come chat with us, or let's discuss this week in corporate rule. Of course, you want your so you get the picture. Let's chat about the week. How does it relate to corporate rule? And then you want to, here you can use this is a good time for a hashtag You can also tag your friends in it if you're sharing it from your page. Every time you tag somebody in it, you are getting more visibility. Share. Okay, so let's go to, so I wanted to show you how to make a meme. Open this in a new tab. It's really pretty simple. You can pick your own image, or you can get some through doing a search. You could do random searches, or if you kind of know what you're trying to say, you can use something like this. You want to kind of have fun with it when you're doing memes. These are fun, and you know, you want to stay on topic, but people are going to share a meme a lot quicker than they're going to share just words. So here we go. Corporate rule you are under, amend we must. We want to create this anonymously or private. I'm going to download it, and then I'm going to make original content share on my affiliate page. Now we could do this on, you know, obviously you do it on your personal page too, but I'm wanting to make content for my affiliate page and keep our membership and our networks engaged with what we find important. So you just go to attach. I'm pretty sure I had that in downloads. And then connect it to movetoamend.org. That didn't work right. I'm going to edit it. So you can go in and edit if you're not quite happy with what you got, which I'm not. Yoda knows. It's time to amend the Constitution. So gives you an idea of, you know, how to get more views, to get your message out. Connecting it to the Move to Amend website is always really important. I'm going to delete it because it's not exactly the way I want it. But I wanted you all to see how quick and easy it is to go from an idea and a message and getting it out there. Our last, so I just started working with the website or the Facebook page. Our followers are up, you know, our follows are up like 37%. Here's your analytics. It talks a little bit about where you're at. We're still small and trying to grow it, but that event example that I showed you had over 600 interactions. So, you know, it starts out small. You have 500 views because You know, you're showing them in different ways, and engaging your community in different ways. I wanted to also show you how to make it Giffy, because these are fun and it gives a little movement. And again, you know, getting your message out. What's the best way to get it out? And we share a lot of serious stuff, because this is a lot of serious things that we are dealing with, but there's no reason why we can't have a lot of fun with it, in my personal opinion. So here is a meme I made recently. And super simple, kind of pop, you know, pop culture-y, but I think that, I don't know if that's quite a word, but it gets, you know, it makes the point, and it makes sure, as long as your point is getting across and it's clear, then you're winning on it. So move to amend, you can switch it around, see which graphics work best for what you're trying to do. You know, you want it to be as concise as possible, but get creative with it and have some fun. You know, you can pick whichever one kind of fits with the theme of what you're doing. That's your text here and your caption. You can move it wherever you want. You can add more here and there. I took this out and added corporations are not people. You could go through and add filters, which will give it more movement. Like rocking your world, have some ripples. Can you hear me? You know, trying to reach out. But, you know, again, with whatever fits with what you're doing. This is a meme. Once you start moving it, it becomes a Giffy. That's it. But they're attention getters. Okay. It's hard not having any feedback on it at all. Okay, I guess I'm going to turn it back over to you, Shelly.
All right.
So you can share some more stuff. And
yes, let me get on my page here. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to widen this because most of this presentation is demonstration rather than you know, slide based. But Twitter, some of the good, you know, one of the things you would want to do if you're on Twitter, and I'll show you how to do this when we go into the Twitter. But getting direct alerts from National, setting that up is really good, because whenever National makes a tweet, then you get a notification. And I did just figure out that I think that's only possible from your phone. So for that part real quick, I'm just going to kind of show you on my phone. I'm on the Move to Amend account, and if you see that little bell, I have clicked that little bell, and that bell is my alert. So every time Move to Amend tweets, I get a notification on my phone. So that's a helpful thing. So if you see anything that comes through that's exciting and you want to repost it. So reposting National's content is really helpful. We love for you all to be on Twitter and making sure that, you know, the things that we're posting get out as widely as possible. And, you know, you can also engage more directly with Congress people, electeds, candidates. They're all generally more active on Twitter and more interactive with people on Twitter. So that is, and I will tell some stories about that, but let's go. So I am on my Twitter. So this is, you know, if you had your affiliate account, ugh, gross, Donald Trump. This is what your screen looks like. And I am going to search and go to Move to Amend's page. because if I'm an affiliate, I want to be on Move to Women's national page frequently to see what's going on. And so this is the Move to Amend page. So see, you don't see that little alert thing here for some reason. So that is only a mobile feature, but we strongly recommend it. So we usually keep pinned, well, this pinned tweet needs to be updated, but usually we have the Making Sense with Move to Amend has been the most recent ongoing pinned tweet, and hopefully you all are tuning into that on Fridays at noon Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern. We go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, Periscope. So if you wanted to, this is the webinar we're on, so I'm gonna share this. I wanna like it, always like it. The more things get liked, the more the algorithm recognizes it as a good post. And you wanna reshare it. The other thing to keep in mind, and I think that this is more often on Twitter than other platforms, but things that are organizing posts tend to get what's called shadow banned. So they'll limit the reach of things like that. And so keeping that in mind and making sure that things get as manually shared out as much as possible is always good. So I want to retweet this. And I have two options when I do that. I can retweet, and then it just, I'm putting it on my page and it'll just say Move to Amend, local affiliate, retweeted, and then it'll be this post. Or I can do with a comment. And so I might want to say, join me now for this webinar. And then I can retweet it. So if I'm going to create an original tweet, I can do a picture. So you can put a photo. In there. So I have mostly just weird screenshots of tweets, but you can add a photo. You can add a GIF, and what's cool is they already have like loaded up GIFs in here. So you could say, you know, corporate, I mean, this is not a great tweet, but I'm just giving you an example of what you could do. Whoops. I'm doing this wrong. So we're doing ew. I'm gonna pick this one here. Sorry, it's slow. You know, so I mean, this is not great. If I had given it more thought, I could have come up with something clever, but you get the idea. You can just use a GIF that's like a reaction GIF. And you know, they're not trademarked or anything, and do a caption, and that's a good tweet. So that's an option. Whoops. You can also do a poll. People love polls. Polls will get engagement. People love to answer questions. So, you know, you could ask a question, you could do this. And then so then it'll go for like 24 hours and people will, you know, I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, and so here's, you know, retweeting just all the content that we're doing is really helpful to get the word out. And it helps you stay kind of informed on what's going on too if you're actively engaged with our social media. So now I will show you how to let's say you're wanting to get people to participate in the pledge to amend. So you would maybe want to tag your local candidates and link them to the pledge. And right now in the time of COVID, that's the best way to do it. And it's very easy for them. You don't have to deal with any paper or even really any conversations. So you could, I'm going to go to the Pledge to Amend page. And then what I want to do is copy this. So I do Command C on a Mac, and I think it's Control C on a desktop. I'm going to go back to my tweet. So I've got the link in there, and then I want to, get the attention of some people who are running for office. And of course, if it's in your own district, you probably want to tag everybody who's running, including the Republicans, so that, you're making it available to everybody. But this is really a great way to get pledges. And so we want people to be using that. So I'm just going to try to think of some. So, hey, candidates, have you taken our pledge? And then you would tag them. So I'm just thinking of, so Rebecca, she's already taken it. I'm not going to post this, but so you would just tag them, and they're going to see that. They're trying to get visibility and get their name out there. So, in most cases, they're going to take the pledge. So keep that in mind, and especially these challenger candidates are, they're very, very on Twitter right now, and they're very, willing to do whatever it takes to get their name out there. So, and remember when we're doing pledge that we're going from POTUS to the dog catcher. So any races that are, local, state, get this in front of them, and we will be able to hopefully meet our goal for Pledge to Amend this year. And, you can also tweet at your reps and senators who haven't signed on and keep putting that pressure on them to do that. So that's about it for Twitter, I think. And remember, I know that there's probably Q&As coming in. I don't know if anyone's checking the chat. I can't see it, but we will take all the questions at the end. So if you have any that are not being answered. So Instagram, we're not going to go really deep into Instagram right now because it's not, it's really just a phone app. You can access it on a computer, but it doesn't work the same way. It's just not, it's not really meant to be used in that way. So we will help you with that if that's something that you want to start. And any social media account for Move to Amend, a lot of these skills you can take into other things, but for Move to Amend, if you want to start, when you become an affiliate, you usually get a Facebook account. But if you want a Twitter or Instagram, reach out to us and we'll set it up for you. And then if you need any extra help on how to use it, we're definitely around for any one-on-one or maybe a deep dive on Instagram at some point for a group, if we can figure out a way to do that. But stories on Instagram are a way, so even if you don't have a lot of followers, stories tend to kind of get out there a little bit more. So you can actually, you can just post photos. If you, many of you might use Instagram, you scroll through the photos. And then at the top, there's also these stories, which are often video type things, or a picture with captions. You can do a lot more creative stuff with stickers and words on a story. But the thing about stories is they kind of get a bigger reach. So using those is good. And then one of the ways that we built up our presence on Instagram was by looking up the hashtags of corporations aren't people, money is not speech, or hashtag Move to Amend. And then when you find those those accounts that clearly have an interest in this issue. You follow them, and then they'll probably follow you back. And that's how you can kind of start building up, is by looking for people in that way. And I know there was a hashtag question that was very good, and we're gonna address that a little more deeply in the Q&A. And then finally, we're gonna talk about TikTok, which is interesting. We decided we were gonna go there for this training, and then it was the next day that Trump threatened to ban it. So who knows what's gonna happen, but for right now, it's a great organizing tool for young people. It's where all the Zoomers are. You can do really interesting things with it, and kind of package education into something that's like hip and fun. And also when you make a TikTok video, it's very common that you will see that TikTok video on Twitter or on Facebook or on an Instagram story, because TikTok videos just get shared more widely onto other platforms. So even if you don't have a big TikTok following, if you use it to make content, you know, you can share it on other stuff. So I wanted to use the example of the daughter of one of our co-sponsors, Representative Ilhan Omar, has a daughter named Isra Hersey, and she is pretty TikTok famous. I think she's 16 years old. She is a very, you know, she's an activist and an organizer. She's incredible. But she makes really good TikToks. So I wanted to show you a couple of those so you can kind of get an idea. And, you know, if TikTok is really intimidating and you have any young people in your life, talk to them. See if they'll help you make something. You know, kids love TikTok. And it's just a really great way for us to try to reach younger people, because younger people aren't on Facebook. So, you know, we'll talk a little bit about the pros and cons of these platforms a little more deeply, but you know, this is how we're going to reach that generation. So it's important that we at least understand it and what it can do and be open to, you know. So I'm going to show you a couple of her TikToks. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So there's music, and I'm not going to play the music because it's a little bit distracting. But you can kind of see my computer's going very slow. So she's, you know, educating fellow Zoomers about what is the Green New Deal, what does it do? And you can be, you know, fun and cute and be putting really helpful information, and it plays over and over. People can pause it if they're like, oh, I want to read that a little bit more deeply. And so it's just a really neat way to get information across that is really fun. And I'll show you this other one. Let's see. You probably hear my cat.
Hi, today I'm going to be doing a lesson on activism because it seems like everybody here is confused. To preface this, I don't call myself an activist. I have been labeled as one. I consider myself an organizer. First things first, according to Wikipedia, activism consists of efforts to promote, impede, direct, or intervene in social, political, economic, or environmental reform. It goes way beyond that, but with the desire to make changes in society, and forms of activism range from mandated public building to petitioning to direct action. According to Google, it is the policy or action of using vigorous campaigning to bring about political or social change. Now, what activism isn't is posting on social media, and that is something that people need to recognize. Using your voice is important, but if you don't actually do the material change or advocate for an actual action, then you're actually not doing activism, you're educating. And yes, activism and educating go hand in hand, and that is important, but you can't just educate and consider it activism. For myself, I do digital organizing, I help do national organizing, I do all of these things, and those are considered technically activism. But posting an Instagram story isn't. Neither is posting on TikTok. Hi, today I'm going to be doing a lesson on activism.
So that's kind of, it's funny that she, what's funny about Move to Amend is that we're way more better at the activism and organizing part, but our local groups tend to be more into that, and social media actually tends to be our deficit. And so, but she's right. But that's those are just two examples of what a TikTok can look like. And there's actually like endless ways that you can use TikTok. And it's really, really fun. And my cat unplugged my laptop and it's about to die. Hold on. Okay. So that's pretty much it on the other platforms. I haven't seen the chat. I see there's a hand raised, so let me, so here's all of our, if you wanna, write this down, and remember this is also recorded and we'll send the slides out, but these are our social media if you're not already following us. Facebook, move2amend. Twitter is just @move2amend. Same with Instagram. This is an older slide from an older training that I didn't update fully, so it does not have Instagram. And we're not on TikTok yet ourselves. So this is actually kind of the impetus, I think, for us to get on there and start making some content. And that's about it. So now we're in the questions part, and I will just kind of, yeah, so let's take a look here. Oh, thank you, Betty. I didn't realize it until I got the notification. My cat unplugged it. Okay, so I'm gonna go through, I don't know, Jenny, if you've looked at these chats and have any answers prepared, but I'm gonna go through them and then we'll go into Q&A.
Okay, so we have a couple of questions about hashtags. If you want to go ahead and help them with that, or I can, either one.
Yes.
How to start a hashtag, use hashtags and insert multiple links in a single post. And can I create a hashtag link to post to Facebook? So if you could just give a little more description of hashtags and how to start a trend, so to speak, trending.
Yeah, so it's probably not a good idea as a local affiliate to just make up some new hashtag off the top of your head and think it's gonna like become a thing. It's probably best, unless there's something local going on in your community, like local politicians and something that, has that potential. But the way that you want to use hashtags is likely gonna mostly be the hashtags that we're using, which we had a slide that showed the main ones. But corporations are not people, money is not speech, legalized democracy, hashtag We the People Amendment, hashtag HJR48. So these are the ones that are most common. And what happens on, say, especially Twitter and Instagram, is that's how things start to become trending topics. And if you look at a hashtag, so if I go on, let me just show you.
And while she's looking at that, so hashtags, you want a couple. See, you could use it in a sentence, as she had there. You can use it as standalones. You don't want to over hashtag, but hashtags links you in many different ways to different things. So it could give like a history of We the People Amendment posts. Does that make sense? You can do a Google hashtag search. Go ahead.
So here we go. The best one we have. The top one was from Representative Jayapal. So she used that hashtag and she retweeted us. So she saw that we tagged her. So she gets a notification and she's like, oh yeah, cool. I was just with them. Let me retweet that. And there's Caitlin and Keon. So if you go through, then it's just everyone who has ever tweeted with that hashtag, you can find them and you can see them. And if anyone else, if you have a tweet that has the hashtag We the People Amendment and somebody is like, I'm interested in this amendment, I want to look up this hashtag and see who's been talking about it, they're going to find you. So that's a good way, and then so, especially if there's something like, current that's going on, like people's bailout, you know, things that we endorse that are also very popular. If we tweet about it and use that hashtag and people are looking through the people's bailout, they're going to see that we support that, and they're going to find our tweet, and maybe they're going to think, oh, this isn't a cool organization. So it's a really good way to just kind of, you know, consolidate similar things into similar corners of Twitter, and be able to find them all in one place. So We the People Amendment. Corporations are not people is obviously a much more, you know, it's a slogan that has kind of grown into a life of its own, even though we did coin it. It's, you know, very well known now. So corporations are not people.
And you notice there's no spaces in there. It's just the pound sign with the words all together. Mm-hmm. Also, there was a question about tagging, and it's just the @ symbol with who you're tagging, what their handle is.
Yeah. So, and this works similarly on, you know, both Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but I will just demonstrate, you know, great job, Representative Pramila Jayapal. So there she is. And then I can you know, save my message to her. And that's going to give her a notification that we were talking about her. You know, increases the odds of her engaging back with us on that tweet. So, you know, you want to do that to thank your, you know, the people, your reps and electeds or people who have taken the pledge, and you want to thank them. That's a good way to get them to notice your page or, you know, whatever. So you can do that for a shout out. You can do it for a question. You can do it for an encouragement to get them to sign the pledge. So there's a lot of different ways that you can, you know, use the tagging feature. But all of these ways just kind of, you know, it's just more ways of connecting to other people and issues and being part of the, yeah. So hopefully that answered the question. How do folks feel about hashtags? Do you have any other questions? Do you feel like that makes sense?
I know somebody had asked, let me get the question here. I've heard and seen hashtags, but need a little more further illustration. How do you make one go viral? So ideally, that is something that we can do with Move to Amend. We can have a social media blitz once, if all the affiliates are working together and all of, you know, advocates, and we can pick a day to elevate our hashtags. We could make something go viral. Mm-hmm. We definitely have enough supporters and enough people doing it. I did want to get to Andrew's, I guess it's more of a statement than a question. Since MTA is using Zuckerbook, why not ask the NSA to join and open their networks to us? Okay, so there's definitely, we could do, you know, we could go on for days about all the problems with social media, and specifically how Zuckerberg is some of the things that we know is happening. But I do want to point out that 290 million Americans are on Facebook. So it would be shooting ourselves in the pinky toe to not use it as a tool to reach out and to how to start a hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, you can make up a hashtag and make a post with a made up hashtag if you think of one that you think is good. Is it gonna go viral? I don't know. I mean, I've made hashtags that were just funny, you know, but you know, it's good to be minimalist with hashtags. You don't want to go crazy and have too many, because then it's just kind of we just have like a few really core ones that are really associated with what we're doing.
If you have a hashtag
to a post is just typing it, but doing the, the pound sign and typing your hashtag. So that will, all of the social media platforms will automatically, format that to be something that you can click. So when you make a pound sign and put everything together, no spaces, that means that once you make that post, people can click on that thing and it's going to take them to that hashtag so they can see everyone else who's posted it on that same hashtag. So that's how people can find us or find other like-minded people from our post, so it just, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think there's still a question. If you let me hold the screen share, I think I can
Okay.
do a little demonstration. Maybe it might. Are we freezing? Oh. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions we can answer while she gets that going. Also, if you come up with a hashtag, and we'll show you how to put it in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so rule, you could just type that,
absolutely
in your post. So that's what you would do. You would, from your Salt Lake City Move to Amend Facebook page, you would type your little message. Maybe, you're reposting something from national, or maybe you're posting a local event. And at the end of your message, then you just do hashtag and corporate rule, and it will automatically make that like a live link. So it's just typing it out that way makes it a hashtag. So Bill, I'm not even really sure what you're talking about. This sounds like some expert level hashtagging to me. So general keyboard text replacement. Can we bring you on to talk about that for a second, or do you want to type that out a little bit more? Because I'm not really sure what you're saying. Do you know what he's saying, Jenny?
No.
It's an iPad feature. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, so you can go, it looks like you can go into, and on your iPad, you can go into general keyboard text replacement, and that can help you with that. Yeah, there you go. So end corporate rule is the hashtag, move to amend is the tag because it has the
Oh, I don't think it went out to everybody. I'm sorry.
Oh, it went to Rita Kelly. Okay. That's okay. All right, awesome.
Okay, let's show them how to do an event, and we can tag it up and.
Okay, do you want to screen share? I'll stop.
Sure.
Okay, well, Beverly's saying the Oregon candidate pledges are not Oregon candidates. Let us know if you can email affiliate-support at movetoamend.org, and I'll type that in here, and let us know what is not correct, and we'll rectify that. Sorry about that. So let us know at that address, Beverly. Thank you.
Okay, so we're back here. So let's say we want to do an event. You go to campaign news, upcoming events. This is where you would schedule your event as well. This will also show up under your local group page under Florida, for example. I'm going to use this one, Northwest Florida Daily. This is our monthly meeting. I'm going to highlight this, right click to copy, Also on desktop, that could be Control C. And then I want to come in, I don't want to just have, I want to direct people to our website, but also you get more visibility if you create an event within the Facebook world or any of the other ones. So I'm going to put it in the description here of where they can go RSVP. And then you can put it in your description, your hashtagging, where it's going to be, Pensacola, or lately everything is on Zoom. And then have your address in here. It's also your contact information. Use a profile pic. I chose to use the meme, but you can change the photo to be more pertinent to what you're doing, or you can just use some of our stock imagery on Move to Amend, if you prefer that. Who's going to co-host, you know, the type of event, your scheduling, ask confirmation, get your permissions. It gives you pretty detailed information on how to do and things you may want. So when you go to publish, you can schedule it to come out at certain times, so that they're not, you know, say you want this to, you're going to have an event in 2 weeks and you want it to show up on your platform every couple of days. And at this point too, tag Move to Amend in it. You could tag anyone else that may be participating in the meeting. And of course, hashtags are pertinent in here as well. But scheduling can just make it really time friendly for you. You could come in and spend your 20 minutes making your event and scheduling it out. And then every couple of days at the time that you schedule, it will come out. And get more visibility and hopefully more folks to your events. Do you have any questions about any of that?
Let us know in the comments. And just a few more things. I was writing notes of things I wanted to point out at the end here that are just things to keep in mind. The more that you engage, the more engagement you're going to get. So posting on a regular basis is, you know, going to be the best way for you to grow what you're doing. And if you're the type of person that doesn't want to get on Facebook or get on social media every day, then you might want to get on every few days and schedule some posts out, so that you don't have to, you know, be on every day. But it's not the best social media practice to get on once, you know, a week and just repost a whole bunch of stuff and then be dormant for the next week. So you want to just be, you know, constantly putting stuff out, and the algorithms will start to make you more visible when you do that. So just keeping that in mind. Also getting petition signatures, you know, social media. So a lot of times you might have followers on your page who haven't signed the petition. So, you know, periodic reminders that to do that. So also recommend that. And I think those were the only things I wanted to just kind of point out. All right, cool. We got some good book recommendations. And yeah, I mean, we also, you know, we share all these concerns about these platforms. And, you know, the other thing to keep in mind is the better we get at organizing on social media, the harder it's going to get for us to organize on social media. So using this time that we can kind of, you know, be really bold and say what we mean, because we don't know how long we're going to have these tools in the way that we have them today. So
these were the discussions that we had before.
I said, I'm going to tone down on the paranoia stuff, but, you know, let's be real. So let's see, I see a Q&A. How can I reach more people with my posts and events? So like we said, you know, tagging and hashtagging, or, you know, tagging and doing hashtagging, both of those things are going to broaden your reach more. If it's something that makes sense for national, oh, the thing I wanted to say, if there's something, we don't go around looking at all of your pages all the time. So there might be things that we want to lift up, but we don't see them. So if there are things that you want us to repost that make sense for national to repost, you know, especially if you're doing something that's accessible to everybody, or you had some major local win, you know, that we want to lift up, let us know. You can either tag us or message us or email us at affiliate support and ask how we can help boost, you know, visibility for what you're doing. So, oh, thank you, Sarah. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. So, any other questions before we sign off? And remember, all of this stuff is recorded, so you can go back and, you know, see the screen shares of what we've done, so you can do the step-by-step and recreate the things that we demonstrated today. But it seems like everyone probably got a lot of information and is processing it. So thank you, Betty. Thank you, everyone. Can you send a list of dimensions for posts and events?
Yeah, we'll put that in the link too.
Mm-hmm. The recording is going to be sent out to everybody who registered. So, so we'll get that out. And then we always post everything to our YouTube also. So if you missed that email or something, just go look at our YouTube in a few days and it'll be up there.
The slides will be available as well. So we'll add a slide that has that in there. Okay.
All right, great. Well, thanks everyone for joining. We hope that we demystified some of these things for you, and don't hesitate to reach out to us if you you know, want a little more hand holding. We're happy to do that. If there's something you know, really want to get right and you're not sure if you can, just let us know.
And have fun with it.
And have fun with it. Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks so much, everyone. Have a great Tuesday evening. And yes, Beverly. I mean, well, the other side of it is that we're all technically on furlough. We're all technically volunteers at the moment, so we are doing our best. But at the same time, we want to be as helpful as we can given our capacity. But you know, we do want, it might not be super fast, but we're going to do our best. And hopefully we'll kind of get out of that hole here pretty soon as well.
Yeah,
so,
we got the transition to the website is really close. So yeah, things are starting to tighten up. And
all right. Well, have a great night, everyone. Thanks again, and solidarity.
Indeed.